Say hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to our day.
Welcome to our day.
Good boy.
All day rock and roll.
That was the best. Good afternoon. We got to the doctor's for Charlie's blood test, and she went in and gave him the sputum for starters, which they were just like, we're not going to take it because it's not written on the system. And she was like, actually, it's from my consultant from Hereford, and you are going to take it. Luckily, she took the letter that they had, so they did actually end up taking it. And then she logged in for an appointment, and she was like, okay, we're trying to limit the amount of people in the building, so you'll have to wait outside until your appointment time, which is 10 minutes. And she's like, if you get too cold, you can come back in. There's nobody in there. They've got 3 or 4 chairs in there in the reception, really spread out, more than 2 meters apart, because it's a pretty big waiting room now, and they've literally got 3 or 4 chairs in there. No one sat in there, and they told Charlie to come outside. And when she said it was too cold, she was more like it's going to be too hot because of being on doxy. And I was just like, baby, you should have gone back in. I think she should have gone back in, but she didn't, and I went and stood with her because she felt lonely and a bit silly being sat there on her own. But yeah, it just seems stupid. They're trying to limit the amount of people in there, which already I'm pretty sure they're limiting the amount of appointments that they do, because otherwise there would be more people in there, because there wasn't anybody waiting outside either, so it just doesn't make sense. But she's in there now. Hopefully they'll call her in a minute and she'll have a blood test, and then we can go back home and get out of the heat because it is hot.
that Sophie and I are trying to do, where possible, is add a little bit more protein into our diet, just because it will help, like, keep us a bit more sustained and dampen the hunger a little bit more. So when we went to Tesco's the other day, we saw these yogurts and they were protein, banana and peanut butter.
They're
So we got
light
one.
and free.
The
yogurt.
SKYR, whatever.
This, basically.
Where am I going? Where's the SK? Oh yeah. My thumb's not seeing that. I'm pointing at the wrong thing.
But there you go.
I was pointing at the screen. But as we were like chowing down on it, it was a really good yogurt, by the way. We decided we would just like look to see what was in it, and there was no traces of nuts, no traces of peanuts, no peanut flavouring, no peanut butter.
Like, it literally doesn't say contains nuts, which obviously, I don't know what it's like everywhere else, but in the UK, if there's even a chance that it might contain nuts.
Like, if there's
even
nuts
if
in the factory.
Like, peanut butter has to say contains nuts. Like, contains peanuts. It
Yeah.
has to say it on the pot.
For legal reasons, because otherwise people will be like, well, it didn't say it had nuts on the nuts pot. So there's absolutely nothing peanut or nut related in this yogurt. Yeah.
According to this. If there is,
It's really bad.
then they haven't said.
It tasted like peanut butter.
Yeah, because it says for allergens, see ingredients in blue, and the only allergen in here is milk.
Yeah. So we are so confused, because it had like the consistency, something in my eye, consistency of peanut butter. It tasted like it.
Like, I can still taste. In my mouth, it tastes like I've eaten a couple spoonfuls of really nice smooth
I can't
peanut
even
butter.
taste the banana. I can just taste peanut butter.
Yeah.
So we're so confused.
We're very confused. But yeah, it was really yummy. So we will definitely get those again.
Yes. We have, in the mornings, we have Weetabix and fruit now. And what we do is we have one, like, normal Weetabix. So just, literally just one of them. Even though the serving's two, we have one of those. And we haven't ever seen them in a store. But online, you can now get protein Weetabix. And admittedly, when we were not being cautious of what we eat, we would have like 4 general Weetabix. But since we've had...
And I was just going to say, and we would get hungry really quickly.
Yeah. And since we've been doing it, so we have 1 normal Weetabix and 1 protein with a little bit of fruit. We have, like, for now, we had, like, this apple puree thing and a yogurt, which is what we have after we wake up from, like, a nap. And then
So we don't have dinner, instead
No.
we have
like a
like
snack.
a snack.
And then we have tea. Before, we were struggling to cope with that. But yeah, now since we've obviously we've reduced the amount of Weetabix that we're having, but one is the protein. We've got a load more protein in it, and it's actually keeping us more sustained.
Yeah, and like with me, I don't know if it was like the diabetes aspect of it or whether it was just me, but like if I started to get really hungry, I'd really not feel very well.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the last time. Well, the last time I felt like that is when we didn't have those Weetabix for breakfast, and
Yeah.
we had like treat food kind of thing as our tea.
And I know people are going to say, oh, you need to have dinner, blah, blah, blah. For us, we don't move a lot. We are quite, well, I don't move at all. I'm sat down 24/7.
No, Alba. It's okay. Alba,
And we're
look
not
at me.
people that get up and do a lot of exercise. So, obviously, we weighed out the amount of calories that we're supposed to have, and it just, having dinner was extra calories that our bodies didn't need.
And in terms of like because I like hunger and feeling full to me are like two completely unrelated things, because you can for me, I don't know like anybody else, but I can feel full in my stomach but still feel hungry, and then I can feel not full in my stomach and not be hungry.
Yeah.
And like, for example, if we go to my mum and dad's for like the whole day, we'll have breakfast before we go, and then we'll have something for dinner, and then we'll have tea. And oh my god, it's so much food. Like, and it's not even necessarily like big portions or anything. It's just because
we're not used to it.
We're not used to eating that many times of like an actual meal in a day. Like Charlie said, a yogurt and maybe a piece of fruit.
Yeah.
Is enough for like.
We've been like that for years now. Like we've just, I can't remember the last time we had dinner just us. Like if my mum comes or something, we tend to have dinner here. And like so I said, if we go to her parents, we'll have dinner or something. But we just, I mean, if we go out and about, like when we went to Harry Potter Studios, we often had dinner then. But we just didn't really nap at all. And then obviously that period in between, we're awake and then we do start getting a little bit hungry. But on the days where it's just normally us sat at home and then we have the nap and whatever else, we just don't get hungry, and it's just, we have breakfast at, I wake up.
I was just going to say the timings of our meals as well.
Yeah, I wake up generally between 6 and 8.
Would you like to go in the middle on your back?
I wake Sophie up at 9.
Can I go on your back?
And I know, I'm waking Sophie up. But if I don't wake Sophie up, she will just sleep and sleep and sleep.
The entire day.
Yeah. So 9 o'clock is.
Yeah.
9 o'clock by the time that Sophie goes to the toilet, and then get his meds, and then we have breakfast. It's then generally between 10:30 and 11 by the time we've finished all of that.
Yeah.
And then we nap between 12 and 2:30. Sophie doesn't always nap. I need to, otherwise I get a migraine. Wake up, have a nap. Have a snack.
We wake up, have a nap. No.
And obviously we're waking up at 2:30. Then by the time that Sophie goes to the toilet again, this is a very important process for Sophie.
It is.
And then she gets like a coffee and something to eat. We chill and watch a little bit of something on TV. And then, it is now 10 to 4. And then we just tend to do some craft stuff or something in the afternoon. And then Sophie will go down and feed the girls.
Usually at about between
5 and 6, really.
6, I'll go down.
It's whenever Alba tells us that she's hungry.
Yeah.
Because she will let us know.
You're good at that.
Dixie doesn't care, but Alba will be like...
Yeah. She's like, it's time, Mum.
Yeah.
But
and she'll be jumping up and whatever else.
Yeah, and then I'll start cooking at that point. And if the recipe says it takes 20 minutes...
It'll take about 45.
Yeah. So things take a lot longer in terms of like me trying to cook it, and that's not because like I cook it for like double the amount of time. It's because me reading and checking and processing what I've got to do, and then what is it? Is it hair?
Yeah.
And then processing what I've got to do. It's a slow process for me to get to doing everything.
Yeah. So then by the time we eat, it's generally about 7, and then we just get on and do stuff, and then 10 o'clock I start my naps, and then Soph goes to the toilet again, and then
you get the routine.
And then
you're shocked, aren't you? You're just like, how do you go to the toilet so much? And I'm like, I have IBS.
I go once a day, and Soph goes about 10.
Yeah, it's not even an exaggeration.
And throughout the night as well, she'll go.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter what I eat.
No. And then, yeah, once the nibs are done and Soph's finished on the toilet again, it's generally between 11, half 11 at night. And then obviously we have to have a snack of some kind because of our meds. And then at the moment we're doing pretty good, and we go back. We then go to sleep sometimes between midnight and 2 a.m. Depending on how tired we are.
Yeah.
We try and push ourselves at the moment to not stay like. It used to be that if we're not tired, we just stay awake, and
like
sometimes
there was times that we weren't going to sleep until like 3:30 in the morning.
Well, sometimes 4 or 5,
yeah.
And it was just getting ridiculous. So we do try to push ourselves to go to sleep between 2.
Yeah.
Well, before 2. So we just don't feel like we need a whole ton of food in between the 2 main meals and whatever.
No, and the thing that we eat before bed is like.
A healthy snack bar.
Yeah, or like I'll have like there's these pepperoni things like they're chicken, and you get 5 little mini pieces of chicken in a bag with flavouring on it, and I'll have a packet of that.
Whilst I have some ice gems.
Yeah.
The difference in us.
Yeah, but like they're not that high in calories.
No.
I mean, I don't know how high in protein yours are, but mine's pretty high in protein for what it is.
Yeah. And then we're just done and ready then.
And then that works.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why we're losing weight.
Indeed. But the next thing you are going to see is we're transferring those into the habitat. Why did I say it like that? Habitat.
Habitat. I've never heard it be called a habitat.
It was like our GP yesterday. Her last name is Batty, and I was like Batty.
Batty.
Some blooming Schitt's Creek. Moira.
Are you really listening to me? What? I was never.
But yes, they are all in their chrysalis, and
That's my face.
they are ready to get transferred. So we will let you come along on that little journey with us as well. Enjoy. I'm sorry, I know we just stopped the filming, but
They don't know that we literally just stopped.
oh yeah. Hi, gorgeous
Hi,
girl.
Mama.
Hi.
Oh, I waved at you.
Yeah.
You missed my face?
Can I kiss?
No. Okay.
Thank you.
I think you missed my face again. Okay,
Thank you.
go to Dad's Mommy.
I'm losing my face.
Oh, yeah. Did I look at your face?
No.
Okay. Hi, beautiful face. You beautiful face.
Me too, me too.
Oh, you're cute. Yes, you are.
Thanks. I think I need a new face, because this one is constantly falling out. Bye. Just me and my unicorn, sitting, resting my face. Beautiful. Here you are. You're gorgeous. And so are you. You're gorgeous as well. Yeah? Are you gorgeous too? Is that your unicorn? Yeah. Wow. Hi, gorgeous. Hi. Right, you're going to let me in the bed so that I can play with you both? You're getting closer, that's not how it works. Okay, bye.